Good morning, guys. This is Leo's here, CEO and founder of 𝗬𝗘𝗚𝗓 Educations. Welcome to our podcast. And today I have here with me a winner, one of our students from our job coaching program, Mr. 𝗬𝗢𝗓𝗓, who has gone a long way from where he was, and now he benefited from our program. And I cannot be more proud from him of what he has done. So I'm bringing him today to share with you his lesson, what he learned throughout the program and what he benefited from. And he will share you his journey, because it was no less than Hollywood movies, right? With all the dramas and all the ups and downs. So I'm sure this will be exciting. So first of all, thank you for doing this, Mohammed.
Thank you, Leo. I really appreciate your words and that stuff. So
yeah, you're welcome. So before we start, Amit, for everyone who do not know much about you, maybe in a quick 3 or 4 sentences, can you sum up about yourself, about who you are, what is your background, what do you study, and all that?
So my name is Amer, and I have studied my master's in information system from University of Southern Queensland, which was based in Sydney branch. And yeah, I did completed my master's in 2020.
Okay.
And yeah, after that, I have done my professional year. After completing my professional year, I was doing my internship and pretty much not qualified, for continuing to that job. So then I was actually working at the Sydney International Airport. But during the COVID times, I lost that job. Then I started applying for other jobs while doing UberX.
Okay.
While I was doing UberX, then I realized that I should surely, focus on my studies, and if I want a PR, then obviously I have to get committed to my professional background and get used to of my professional skills and that stuff.
Got you.
Yeah. After which, then I contact my migration agent, and she has provided me your details.
Okay. Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Now, before we go too
started.
much into details yet, Ahmed, before that, tell us a bit about your study, because you said you done a master from what was the name of the uni again?
University of Southern Queensland.
Southern Queensland, yeah. So do you think that with your study, do you think it has provided you with enough knowledge to be able to be job ready yet? Do you think what you learn from uni is enough for you to get a job? Or do you think it's just the beginning, like just a prerequisite to get a job?
So basically, after I studied my master's, I was a bit pretty much confident with my that I will get a job, because since you are in the in Sydney, you will get faced to many of the different cultural and different professionals, and I was not pretty much confident. So then I thought maybe I would go with the professional year. In that case, if I get an internship, then I might be getting a job. Then that also didn't work out pretty much, because I know where something is lagging in me, and I was not pretty much committed to it. So
at that time, like now that you're looking back at that time, what do you think was the missing gap, the missing ingredient here that prevents you from landing a professional job? You got a degree, you even done a professional year. What was that missing gap?
The only thing that I don't know where to start it from, like how should I approach the company, and how should I forward the resume, how should I call? I was a bit nervous about that. I thought usually people apply on the SIG, so I was keep applying on the SIG and wasn't getting any response for the interview as well. So I was like, okay, I know. While completing my master's, one of my lecturers told me that there will be like thousands of graduates, hundreds and thousands of graduates every year. and you will be like one of them. So if you want to stand out of that, you have to something different. So yeah, but although I don't know where to start it from. I have heard this one, but I don't know where to start it, and how should I approach the of companies and other
I got you.
Yeah,
because the best thing at that time was simply applying on SICK and just finger crossed and hope for the best, isn't it?
Yeah,
I got you. Now let's just go back to when we first had a conversation. Do you still remember our first conversation on the phone?
Yeah. It was some, I guess. It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I was just curious, like, what makes you trust us at that time? Like, what makes you decided to have a leap of faith to trust us to be able to help you? Because we just talked on the phone for like a few minutes, not even long.
Yeah, I spoke to you. After I spoke to you, I did some research on your company, and then I found some videos like the student reviews and that stuff. So I thought, after reviewing all about your company and the way you are getting people to reach to that platform, and I would say I thought I might be pretty much confident with your company so that I can get a job. So but
okay, good. And then now tell us about your journey. So you join our program. Before we talk about the outcome, let's just talk about what was some of the maybe top 3 things that you think that really helps you and that you learn from our program that really prepare you to get a good job. What were those 3 things, most important things you got from the program?
The first thing that mostly important thing that I got is the structure of hunting a job. Usually when you started giving me an Excel sheet and tell me to note down everything, and started following follow-up plans, especially when should we follow up every day, how should we follow up. That was the pretty much first thing that I was important to me. And the second thing was all about correcting my resume and cover letter. And we usually do that like whenever there is a job on the SICK, and we just edit the pretty much not basics, just we edit the name and that stuff in cover letter and we send it over to the SICK. But after getting with some of the classes, I got to know that for each job there is a different resume and there is a different cover letter. Absolutely. And you have to edit from the starting to bottom, everything. And that was the second thing. And the third thing was walk-in, obviously.
We'll talk more about that, because the walk-in is what makes a lot of difference for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the resume. Why do you think it's so important that you need to edit the CV and cover letter differently for each job? So why should we just copy and paste and then just send it out for every employer?
Because what I can see that since the employers usually see the basic, not basic, but exact amount of skills, and if you got at that skills, but usually hide that in your resume. You don't put that in a resume. So whenever there is a job and we don't read the job description, and we just send it over the resume without reading the whole job description. We just see that they need a beginners, they need something with the experience and that stuff. We don't see the skills they required. And 100% I would say that with your help, I got to find out that I do have that skills with the all the jobs that's been advertised. And
So before you did not. So before this program, you did not really read through the ads carefully, isn't it? You didn't read through everything like bullet points by bullet points. You didn't really do that. You kind of just skim through it.
I was like just saying the company name. I was not doing pretty much the company research on the company, like what is about and that stuff. And I was like editing my cover letter and that stuff. And I was just copying and pasting. If I try, and also I was trying to Google it on the cover letters templates, and I was trying to upload that one. Then I realized that after you told me that Seek has some filtration, they got easily can catch the plagiarism and obviously.
Absolutely. I remember the first time when you sent me your CV, I was completely shocked. It was such a nightmare. I can't sleep that night. And we work on that. And you remember how many times we have to go back and forth to fix your CV into cover letter. And finally, we kind of have a good one, like after a while. So that just shows people that how much of a work this CV and cover letter could take. It's not as simple as change a few words here and there and then send it to the employer. So I think that's a big misunderstanding. And I'm glad that you found out that during our program. Let's talk a bit about the walk-in. I think I'm very interested in that. So first of all, do you know much about this concept before the program, and how do you implement it? So people have an idea.
So the walk-in was, I know the concept of the walk-in, but in the phase of like odd jobs. When I first came into Australia, my friends used to tell me just go walk in and try to search a job, try to talk to the persons and that stuff. But I don't know that whether this apply in the professionalism and or not, the professional field or not.
Okay.
So after actually the first few days of your program, I was like, I was not pretty much confident, and then I tried to commit my, try to tell myself that I should go and try walk-in, and then you told me you should go. Like you pushed me, and I was like, okay, I should go then, because since I was doing 𝗪𝗡𝗥, I know the jobs. I remember the first 2 weeks, I didn't go to the Uber at all. I was like, I have some savings. So I was like, okay, I don't mind money, but I need to concentrate on this one. I just committed to this, and I was like, okay. Then I tried to write then I hope you remember, I have sent you the list of the, all the regional areas that I'm going through that week. So I started doing that. In fact, the first area that I went was Gosford. And it was pretty much new experience. I was a bit hesitant at that time approaching the walking, because then you gave me a template, then I pretty much by heart, and then I by heart it, but then I added few from myself words and that stuff. Then I tried to approach that. After like 5 to 6 walking, then I realized I'm pretty much now confident to face it. Then I get to another company, which was based in obviously Wyong. So, and with the walk-in, you usually put on the your Excel sheet that this company I'm going into. But when you go into the specific area, you will find out that this is also a company, IT company, but you didn't realize that you haven't searched on this one.
Yes.
So that was with me. I was going to, I was in Wyong, and I was trying to hunt for the companies, and like I pretty much visited 4 companies, and there was one company. I don't want to tell that name right now. So I thought first I should. Oh, I don't think so. This will have any job. Then I said, okay, why don't I give a try and just visit that company? And in fact, when I get there, obviously the CEO was not around at that time. So I just left my number to the receptionist, and also the guy over there was impressed with my, the way that I approach. So, and in fact, the next day I got a call from CEO telling that we were discussing in the morning that we should hire some IT guy, beginner, and in the morning, and you came up. So we were trying to advertise on the SEEK, but since you came in, so we will give you a try. So I was like, okay, that's a new experience. Then
good timing.
I remember telling you early in the morning that I got an interview call, and I was like a bit hesitated. I was like a bit nervous, and you told me you gave me some tips how to face that interview. I was in Sydney. I didn't realize that I would get a call in the morning. That I got back to the Sydney. I was sleeping in the like. I woke up at 11, like 8, and I got a call at 11, I guess. I was like, I wasn't prepared for the interview, and it was like, if you can come it at 12, it would be great. So I calculated the hours, and it was like half an hour, like 45 minutes of drive, I guess. Immediately, wow. Yeah, immediately I just grab my stuff and run to that interview. And yeah.
Wow.
When I faced that interview and they said, you can start it from tomorrow, I was like, wow, that was a beautiful, shocking thing.
That was just so fast to be true, isn't it? That was so effective.
And I thought, like, if I wouldn't go for a walk-in, I don't think so I would get that job, obviously.
And what do you think was was your challenges coming into this industry and looking for professional jobs? What were maybe top 3 challenges you have against you to get a good professional job?
The first thing was, obviously, I believe that I was lacking in the skills, that I don't have such kind of skills because after doing my master's, I haven't got any courses and that stuff. But I do have done some courses back in my country before doing my master's, but I was not pretty much confident that I would come up with this professional job so quickly. Then second thing was obviously the stage fear that you get a bit when you approach the company or something. I thought, nah, I shouldn't go, or I just call them, or just I will just send it to seek. Final decision, I will send it to seek. Then yeah, third thing was I would say, I don't know, obviously the path, how should I follow up after getting to the seek. I thought maybe they will call us or they will email. All the emails that I'm getting was just a rejection.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, now let's talk about it. Now, do you think that now in terms of the walk-in, obviously, because I give you the template, what to say, how to say it. Do you think that that does helps you a lot in knowing what to say, how to present yourself, how to start the conversation? Of course, it's at the end of the day, you still have to do it, but do you think it makes your life a lot easier? Because I gave you the blueprint, I gave you the template. Do you say that? Do you think so? It will help? It really helps you?
Yeah, 100%. Because the walk-in template was, I was like going through every day, and I was like using that in the field of my odd jobs as well. I was trying to find odd jobs, and then I use that as well. And the best thing about the walk-in that I get to know, but usually if you go for a walk-in, you just you get a conversation with the manager or reception. But with your template, I got to know that you have to speak to a hiring manager or the person in charge. And in fact, the most interesting thing I got to know that whenever you are speaking to a manager or any specific person, you have to make him sit down.
I say this all the time to you.
Yeah.
Got to make them sit down. Why is that? Explain.
Because what I noticed that whenever they are standing and where we are getting a conversation, they're like a bit in a hurry, and then they don't want to listen to you. And when you sit it down, it also feel like a confidence that someone is hearing you, and you will elaborate with all your skills and telling you how you have faced everything. And at that point, they will be pretty much impressed with you. And that got me, and like, yeah, I should make them sit down and listen to my conversation. Yeah,
that's it. Now, fast forward a little bit. Obviously, when you walked in at that time, the COVID still, not that bad at that time. You still can actually walk in.
Yeah,
isn't it? But as of now, I think there's a lot of lockdown happening in New South Wales. So
Yeah.
It's getting a bit hard to walk in now. So then you change your approach to, you say you send some job proposal. Tell everyone about that. And because that was amazing, that from a walk-in, and then you transition that to a job proposal that I teach you. That was really nicely done. So tell people about that. What did you do?
So I will start with the journey of the one that I got the job for. So when after walking, after I got a call for interview, and when I have success with the interview, the only thing I was worried about that I don't have any, like, from the Sydney to Wyong was a bit 45 minutes everyday drive, and I can't, go up and down with this lockdown. So I started living in the motels.
Okay.
As I have said, every day when you call and where are you, I was like, in motel.
What this guy's doing in the motel?
So I was like, yeah, I can't travel that much far. So then I started, I worked there for like pretty much 3-4 months. Then one day, then I sent a job proposal to another company while, like, on weekend, I guess. It was 2 or 3 job proposal. And the next day I got a call from the CEO. And I use the CEO same template, the one that you have sent me. And I got a call from CEO telling me that in the morning we were discussing about hiring someone, and you are lucky that you call. So I don't think so we can now advertise on SIG. So we give you a try, and please come and visit to our. So it was based in 𝗲𝗧𝗏. So I was like, okay, from Wyong to 𝗲𝗧𝗏, I travel up there and then get an interview with the same. I call you. I remember I call you again for that interview. I want some tips on for the interview. You said me. I think you also research about the company more than I, and then you send me all the details. And you send me all the details of the company, and especially what they might be asking, technical things in the interview. And then I have prepared myself at that night, and next day it was like magic.
Magic again.
Yeah,
Another
magic again.
Now, when you say you sent the job proposal, did you do some research about the company before you send? Did you check their website? Did you really look through the services and everything before you send it?
Yeah, I do research a bit about the company. Then I thought it might be a bit more, they might be hiring an IT guy. They might need an IT guy at that time. And but the one thing, I don't know how to send the job proposal at that time. So I thought, because on the website, there was no emails that they have mentioned. There was no career page. There was nothing. There was only contact us page. Okay. So I sent the job proposal to in the contact us page.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow, I like that. Very good.
So I thought we would give a try. I should give a try on contact us. So I started posting everything on a contact us page. But the only thing, I couldn't attach my resume. But I have put much information in job proposal as per your template, and I think that impressed them, and they have called me within 1 hour, 2 hours. Yeah.
So fast. Yeah. Oh my Jesus. And during the interview, was it a very long interview, or was it quite a quick one? When they interview you? When
I went to the interview, people usually ask the interview questions like, tell me about yourself, that questions, but it wasn't that the way. It was like, tell me about your skills, tell me about your experience and that stuff. And I told them about the company as well, because since you told me that to research about it. I told them about the company, about the beginning, and also about the new projects and that stuff. So they were like impressed. They were like, you did some homework, huh? They were like, okay, yeah. Yeah, I did some homework. And I also, and they have shown me all the industry about that, about the factory and pretty much the company, and they introduced me to their employees. And
Did they
The
ask
next
you a
day
lot
they
of like
said you.
technical questions? Did they ask you a lot of technical questions at all, or they willing to train you because they like your attitude and all that?
They tell they're willing to train me, and they said that probably the 2 months or 3 months will be like a probation period. Within that, they will try to train you, and if it's all good, then you can continue with the job. And then if you like the job, and they said, so okay, yeah, okay, I can work in on it. And then they said they was impressed with my degree actually, because it was closely matching with their field. Because since I have done my bachelor's in electronic communication, and I had an experience in the before job that I in a while, which was also a communication industry, and this is also a communication industry. So I was like, okay, I used that experience and converted that into my skills and presented in front of them, and was like, it was very impressive for them, and it was like, okay. Although I haven't, although they haven't asked me about how much experience did I have, they have just asked me what skills and what what you can do. Like, so I have described in a like clear way that what things I can do for your company.
STAR model, you say all the STAR model stuff that we talked, right? Examples, everything with proper examples. I got you. And which is fantastic. The fact that you actually went out there, and really I think the listener to this video, they should be aware that you actually don't have much experience entering into any of this. And do you agree with me that a lot of students, maybe you at one stage, used to think that you must have experience in order to get a good job?
100%.
Exactly. But when I first met you, I'm not sure if I still remember. I believe I told you that it's never about experience. It's never about the visa. It was never be about that. If they like you, if they think you can do the work, they will hire you. It's never about the experience. And obviously you are an example of that. You just have a good attitude, and you just follow the advice, and you do what I said, and then gradually you gain some experience, and then next thing you know, the employer likes you and they keep.
I remember the talk we had before the interview, that I asked you that still I don't have any experience, how should I approach? And then you have converted all my odd job experience into professional experience, where like all this professional skills. And I was like, I was a bit shocked as well. Like, I do have these skills, I can present that as well. I got to know more about these skills with the odd job, especially. Because I was working in the fuel station and UberX, and also while I was working at the airport, I was in the baggage department. So communication with the passengers, that's all the skills that you brought it up. And it was like, I do have some experience.
I do have. It's the way you look into it, isn't it? And that's my job as a coach, to really bring that out of you and to show you that everything you have done means something. And that's what we teach in our program, that all experience counts. If you remember that, that's what I teach you in first class. I say, I don't care if you work in odd jobs, I don't care if it's project work, master thesis, it all counts. Anyway, so bring it back. So finally you got the work. So tell us about the job. So how many days now you work in there, and how do you feel about the job? You like it? You've been enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm pretty much enjoying it, and obviously
what do you do at the moment? What do they ask you to do, like usually?
Currently I'm on a position called in a communication specialist. So we usually we get a walkie-talkies, which we call a two-way radios. So since with my electronic as a experience, what I do, I do the servicing of the radios, and also I get to talk with as a IT support service to the customer and explain about the radios. And this company is the one that it's obviously a confidential that I don't want to discuss. So
just
it's
generally.
Usually so this company usually supplies the two-way radios to military and also the US. So it's like a broad company, I guess. it does have some branches in US, Hong Kong, and also in Australia. So there has to be communication with all the branches in steps of so. So we do have some coding guys up in Bangladesh as well. So I was responsible to communicate with them to design the radios, especially to the specifically how the client wants. And yeah, so pretty much interesting, and you can say challenging role.
Yes, and you have to learn quickly and
yeah.
Just like the other job you told me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you were
previously I was working in NBN company. It was like a small internet service provider, but when I get into that company, I got to know that they do supply, they provide a NBN to business. And with the businesses, it's like a huge responsibility. And yeah, I want to mention that point as well. Like when I joined the company, nobody was there to train me. That's the challenging part at the first time. And I started to pick by myself and like trying to Google every time. And trying to
Google is your best teacher.
Yeah, and trying to search on with the history, how they usually talk to the customer and that stuff. So yeah,
got you.
It was really happy.
I mean, what you've done, I think is a lot of students watching this, they should learn from, and they should really implement. So it'll probably bring me down to probably the last two questions. Is like if for those who are watching this and because our program now is no longer like a test or trial and error thing anymore. We know that if our clients do the work that I asked them to do, they will get the results, and you are an example of that. But for those who are watching this and they're thinking of, maybe I should try, maybe I should not. What will be maybe top 3 reasons you would say to them that they should really do this, to join this program? What would you say to them?
First thing I would say, like to them, don't think of the end of the journey that you will get a job or not. But always I would say that at least, jump into this, and you won't find that the result won't be much disaster or something. It will be good. You might be finding a bit experience if you don't find a job as well, but you will face an experience. But unless you don't give a try, don't commit it to it, you won't get it anything. And second thing is that always follow the especially when you get the template and when you get all of the coaching classes, try to get committed to it and follow that, especially because it will lead you to a job, and that is 100%, I would say. Because when I used to watch your videos before I joined your firm, then I thought it might be or it may not be. Then I thought, no, I should give a try, because worst and worst scenario, what will happen? Nothing. I would say worst and worst scenario, it may, because only I would say definitely you will be getting a job. It's like 99.9%. But 1% is always on you, that you have to be committed on it. If you are not giving your 100%, obviously, you won't getting anything back.
Fantastic. So is there anything else you want to say before we wrap up, to all those people out there? Because you see, I think your story and my other student stories really send a message across, that a lot of the things that all these companies out there or these agents tell you, that you got to do another nursing course, or you got to do another trade course, or you might do another master degree for your PR. It's all wrong. That you don't have to study more. And this is what I've been telling my students, that if you're really committed to getting a good job, you can, and you don't have to study another degree. And I think you are an example of that. You really committed to get a professional job. And at that time, were you ever considering you would do another nursing course or anything like that, or you like, nah, I'm not
Yeah,
considering. You want to focus
I was thinking to get a course, but then I realized while because I have already done so much of courses and the result was nothing, obviously. Then I thought instead of getting a course, why should I apply? Why shouldn't I apply for a job? If I get a job, I will get a new experience. I will get a inbuilt experience. I can get a learning. I can learn many things while experiencing the job, you know, instead of getting a course.
exactly.
That was it.
And that was a good call for you. And another thing I think people should wake up to is you don't need to have experience. You don't need to be a permanent resident. You don't need to be like the best of your industry to find good professional jobs. You were just like everyone, isn't it? I mean, you also working in odd jobs.
Yeah,
and
because let me put that point. Yeah, sorry. Let me put that point because my visa actually nobody's know that my visa was expiring in 6 months.
That's it.
And this obviously people will think that this 6 months is critical and people won't hire you, but yeah, if you have that skills, and if you have that commitment, then you can get a job. If you have just 2 months for your visa, or 3 months for your visa and expire, then yeah, definitely. And also I would also like to add a point to all the listeners that maybe during this COVID time and lockdown might be not a chance to go and walk in, but job proposal plays an important role, and definitely you should go for it. And you might never know, because after this COVID ends, they might hire some people, but instead of, if you call at the right time, then they won't put that on a seek and they will hire you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And probably we'll wrap it up with these statistics. And this is something that I told right from the first class we run, which is 90% of all the jobs in this country are never advertised. And with this one stats alone, it has helped so many of our clients, not just 𝗲𝗡, but too many of our clients, they got job. Like you said, they got job even before the employer put on ads on SIG, because they already found someone. Why should they go through all these troubles of putting ads on the SIG, going through the application and interviewing? It's a very hassle for them.
Definitely.
So for you went at the right time. And there's a saying, maybe some might think, oh, this guy's lucky, but I don't think so. I don't think you're lucky. I just think you do more than what others do, and you just deserve good things. And that's just how life goes. Luck only comes to those who take actions, and you are definitely one of those. And I'm glad, and I hope you will continue to develop yourself. This is just the beginning, man.
Sure.
There's so much more for you.
Yeah,
I know this is just the
beginning. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And I know you're going to grow. So please tell your friends about us. I mean, let them know that there's someone out there that actually can make things from impossible to possible.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
What you have done is mission impossible, man. For most people.
Thank you. And also without your help, I don't think so it would be possible. I would say that I would be in Sydney just sleeping overhead, getting Central Link. I still imagine that if I would have stepped that into, then I don't know where we should have been in Sydney currently.
Yeah. So life have its own plans, and I'm so gladly that you took a leap of faith. You trust us, and you see, I never let you down. You know how I follow up with you. I push you, and I motivated you the entire time. Right. There were times when I feel like you kind of slacking off. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why don't you do this? I always push you, and you know that. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I wish you all the best, 𝗲𝗡. And help us spread the love, spread the words to people, and keep up the good work. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.